sail. Da-da-da-da-da.
Upon the high seas
Bum, bum, bum,
of
bum.
the Twitter.
Yeah, get the Dune
Twitter,
sounds going.
what's the thing on?
Tweech.
Tweech's own.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey. Hey, Tommy.
Hello, hey,
There he is.
Hey, sorry.
I was a fuck the gag.
There's barbershop. We got barbershop quartet possibilities here.
Yeah, that's
Right.
true.
Didn't we tell you tryouts were today? Anyways, before we get to our barbershop quartet tryout segment, we should probably do the intro,
Oh, yeah.
which I'll start now by saying hello and welcome to How to Kick Flip a Horse. Tonight we are doing our chat show where we talk about nerd stuff. This is a time when we get to actually pay attention to the chat room, so if you're in there, say hi. And we've got a special treat this evening with a special guest, our good buddy Fink. How's it going, dude?
Hey, thanks for having me. It goes well.
Thanks for coming on. Glad to have you. I guess we should probably introduce myself and the rest of the present crew. My name is Ivan. I'm usually a player on this show, but tonight I guess I'm at least doing the intro. Hello. I'm joined by Jesse.
Hello. Hi, I'm Jesse. I usually play our Iranian pilot and former drug addict named Horst. I like characters with names who are inspired by things like the keyboard symbols.
Nice.
Yep. And we're also here with Tommy.
I'm Tommy. I don't sound like I'm at gunpoint. I enjoy playing with these fools. I usually play the bugs with the mind and all that stuff. But happy to be here. Happy to chat about whatever it is that comes our way. Or the horse boys.
Hell yeah.
Horse boys.
Yeah, we'll certainly be talking some horse business at some point. Because Fink's alter ego, would you call it? Alias?
At this point, it's become an alter ego. If I wear the horse mask,
Alter.
That is when you truly become the punctual pony.
indeed.
Excellent. Well, so Tommy, before we signed on, had asked had been asking what Fall Guys even is, and I feel like that's a pretty solid spot to start with our interrogation. I mean, line of questioning.
Yep. Well, what you're looking at is a battle royale game. So it's 60 players typically in a lobby, all racing to either reach the finish line first or to not be knocked out in the process of completing a level. So think first-person shooter where you don't want someone sniping you around a corner, except for you're a friendly-looking bean who likes to hug just a little bit too much. So it's more psychotic.
Calling it hugging is generous.
Yes, yeah. Grabbing, you can push someone straight off the level if you're feeling particularly devious. Or, I mean, it's just part of the game as well in terms of being able to platform, get from one level element to a higher one. You need to use that same button that you would use aggressively to try to take out another player to pull yourself up. And to continue along the level. So really simple inputs, it's like direction, forward, back, side to side, pan your camera, that's on a separate joystick, and then jump, dive, and grab. That's it. There's no crazy, reload, slide, switch weapons, whatever kind of a thing going on. The majority of gameplay is just figuring out how to quickly move through the level and then figuring out how not to let people bully you to death. So that's it in a nutshell. But as you can see, it's just a silly kids sort of game. It's very pastel, goofy character design.
There we go.
Yeah. That's it. That's it in a nutshell. And it's now free to play. So it's been out for a little while now, but it only recently, within the past handful of months, became a game that you can download for free and play it to your heart's content. You have to pay if you want like special skins or the ability to, unlock certain things. But if you just want to play the core game, no cost. You just download it, and as you can see, it's not terribly graphic intensive. So you don't
It's
even
it's a very funny looking game. I feel like definitely part of the reason, besides you're an entertaining personality and fun to hang out with on a stream. It's also just a very fun game to look at. The grabbing is one of the main things that turned me off of this game. I don't like feeling I don't like feeling like I'm being assaulted while I'm playing a video game. So it wound up not being for me, but I have a blast watching you play, man.
Thank you. Yeah, it's people who have played the game before will tell you, whether it's their first time or they've put like actually a solid number of hours into it, can be very frustrating. Very. It's hard to like figure out how things work. And if you like mess up one time, in many situations, many circumstances, you just die and you have to restart basically all over again. Oh god, and this is me dying. That was for a tournament with Jashin, who's one of the top players in the game. And I was basically a 2v1. Yeah, showdown. In that level, if you're just playing casually, there are ways, if you can find people who are nice. There are emotes, so you can like wave to people and try to determine if they'll be friendly. But in that specific instance, it was everyone is going to be throwing hands, kind of a...
No, not here to make friends.
No, not right. It was. I'm not here for a while. I'm here to have fun.
Right, I'm not here for a long time. I'm here for a good time.
Exactly. That's what I was. My brain would not go there.
There you go.
Nice.
Happy to help.
George Strait was somewhere in there. Or, yeah, right?
But
Yes,
so
of course.
good.
Is the top player of this game a very easy to communicate with person? I mean, I imagine like the community is pretty cool, right? Like, is it a weird community? I mean, is it all like on a Reddit forum?
Well, so it's interesting. I would say on Reddit and on Discord and places like that, the community can be a little toxic. But on Twitch or YouTube, like streamers of the game tend to be pretty chill. There's lots of people who are happy to help explain, like, oh, this is how I did this, or it's not as if there are
Like the meta.
Exactly. There's no like trade secrets. It's not the kind of game where a team is, it's not an Overwatch or a more complex game where teams have like strategies they develop and try to like play close to the vest, so that they'll have a competitive advantage. The game, what you're seeing now, this is last year fundraiser for the Red Cross. That was at the HyperX Arena in Las Vegas. It was the biggest, I think, to date, probably Fall Guys tournament.
And you were on location? You were present for the whole thing?
No, I still probably am not at the level to. It was I think top 9 players, but pardon me. Thank you. I streamed in during the intermission because me and Gulf Coast Gamer, who streams on Facebook, were the top fundraisers for the Red Cross.
Cool.
So we played like a head-to-head game. Allergies are killing me. We played a head-to-head game, and so they streamed us in basically at halftime. But it was a really cool event. This year they're doing Halo as the main game in Rescue Royale, but the Red Cross is still doing fundraising. So a lot of the people who played in this event still stream on Twitch, still mostly play Fall Guys. That was Chloe beginning in the glasses, who does some variety streaming and stuff. But yeah, it's a chill community for sure on Twitch. There's lots of people who play with viewers and who are all about making it fun. Sometimes playing in really big custom lobbies. with like special rules, try to time it out or that sort of thing. So it's still a pretty vibrant game, now 2 and change years into its release.
That's what's up. Keeping that community going is like really what brings it, keeps it going. It keeps it keeps that patch from coming in and everything, and like just that interest in the community. So it's like,
yeah,
I don't know. It's nice to see, like, because I'm used to, like, I don't think many of the games I like play or like have any, like, I'm so off of competitive games because I'm usually so bad at them. But it's
Hey, you're playing that Halo Infinite though.
Oh yeah, but I'm like losing in like in ways that like I couldn't imagine.
At 24th in the lobby.
That's how I would be in Fortnite or whatever. Yeah, Fall Guys. the nature of Fall Guys being from 60 to 1, and people naturally, it's still a competitive game. But I would say in Fall Guys, because of the way the game works, there's like different communities that would rank certain skills higher. So there's like a speedrunning community in Fall Guys.
Sure.
Because there are ways, if you have, you can set it so you have a different FPS level in the game, and you can make it. Oh my god, that poor bean.
Oh, it's not over.
What? Oh, yep. Sometimes the balls seem like they are laser guided for you.
This is pretty. I watched the first handful of these. Some of them are pretty brutal. This. Whoop.
Oh, headbutt.
Is a lot of this game like learning, just like learning the map, the best routes, and like the timing of things?
Yeah, I would say so, because the majority of the levels. Oh, that poor bean. The majority of the levels are races, so the faster you get through them, and there's only so many optimal lines you can take.
Yeah.
Right.
And they have implemented skill-based matchmaking, which I think is good for new players for sure. But for people who've been playing for a while, you'll find now. Whereas, I think that's someone experiencing horrible server lag.
Whoops.
Teleporting beans. Yeah, sometimes this doesn't happen too frequently anymore, but there was a time where that was real problematic. People would just teleport into you and knock you into the good pants. That's referred to as pantsing in the Fall Guys world. When you grab someone when they're trying to like make it over an obstacle and dump them in the slime, it's like you took their pants.
Pants.
Got him.
Nice.
Got it.
Yeah, as you can see, that bean just fell. The player fell over, which happens a lot. So that's another thing to get used to. Besides learning the levels, is just learning the way the physics work. If you hit something at certain angles, or holding your camera view a certain way, you're more liable to fall over, as opposed to like getting used to the sensitivity and how you can keep your character from just being a weeble wobble and being top heavy and just kind of falling flat on their face.
Efficiently driving the bean.
Yes, exactly. So it does take
driving
the bean.
Very fun.
The bean.
Flicking the bean,
Do you have a link to your commercial by any chance that you did last year for the Red Cross?
Oh, probably on the tweeters.
I was looking. I tried to do it without asking, but I couldn't figure it out.
No, that's okay. I'm not used to looking. Let's see. Here's
a
home
AAA production here.
Me profile. Is there an easy search function? Here we go. I'll just look for my name maybe and the hashtag. Boop. Scroll. We'll see if
while we make you do our behind the scenes work. What do you guys? Does anyone have any ideas for a Fall Guys RPG?
Whoa, that sounds fun.
I wondered if anyone could come up with any potential mechanics or something like that.
I feel like it might
How you
roll
would
as
express
like
that.
a card game pretty well.
Oh, that's pretty
Like,
cool.
Sort of like one of those
As
like
you draw random.
Go ahead.
No, like I was just thinking like a random encounter kind of base or like
Right. There's like roguelike card games or whatever they're called.
Oh my.
Does that make sense?
Here we go. I think I found it.
Nice.
Let me send it to you in the D's.
Those?
I like
These
the
files.
cards idea a lot. My only idea, well, the only thing I wrote down was Fallout guys ? Because Fallout's a good RPG. I don't know. I could imagine
in Fallout.
I could imagine a vault constructed to look like a Fall Guys obstacle course.
Oh my god, that'd be amazing.
Whoops.
Just like the like vault tech, like a big hammer on a big like clockwork gear, you know.
I can
I'm
get
into
into
it.
that. Yeah.
Good retro future.
I feel like there's lots of
I'm into it.
there are enough different skins and stuff that you could probably associate those with different abilities. You know, like fighting for the messenger since it has the sword and all of that, or speed for like a Sonic or something like that. Dexterity maybe.
This is my Sonic the Hedgehog Fallout build.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god.
But yeah, it's just one of those games that started playing and started getting better at, and now it's mostly what I play.
Oh yeah. Do you have any type of accurate count on how many hours you've got? You said 3,000 earlier, but I wasn't sure if that was hyperbole.
Yeah, no, that's accurate. I tend to leave the game running in the background, so the count
that's fair.
on Twitch is probably not accurate. But what it says on Twitch is 3,309.5 hours. So that's how long I've had the instances of the game running. So yeah, that probably is about 3,000 hours of actual playtime.
Damn. Good.
That's so gnarly. That's cool.
It's bananas for sure.
Do you have any games that you've spent like a comparable amount of time on, or like what's your second place, do you think?
Second place? That's a good question. Might be no game is quite like Fall Guys, but the next one might be something more like Noida, where it's, you know, roguelike type games. Or actually no, definitely far and away it's Binding of Isaac. 2,947 hours.
Oh, wow.
So almost 3,000. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I used to play before Rebirth and some of the newer ones. That was my, before Fall Guys came out, really. That was my main. That was my go-to.
Being
Wow.
super into Binding of Isaac.
Yeah,
I didn't realize you were 3,000 hours into Binding Isaac.
Yep.
That's a big difference.
That's probably a much more accurate accounting of game numbers than Fall Guys. That's probably pretty much spot on.
That's awesome.
What do you think it is that the two games have in common that like not pushes you, but that
Scratches that
inspires?
itch.
Yeah. It's you to dump that many hours into it.
Maybe replayability. I mean, I used
Sure,
to
it's sort of
play
always
Counter-Strike
something
and stuff. Yeah, exactly. Like I used to play first-person shooters and things like that, which I still enjoy, don't get me wrong, but there's something about roguelikes and something like Fall Guys where every time you play, you can reliably expect to have something happen that has never happened before. You know what I mean? And you can get that to some extent with FPSs online, because the multiplayer aspect means that there's inevitably going to be something kind of new and exciting happening, but it's more readily apparent in something like a Binding of Isaac or a Fall Guys, just because you're getting so much difference in like level design and things like that you don't see typically as much in FPSs, first person shooters.
Sure, like all of Binding of Isaac is like procedural, right? Like it's randomly generated, all the maps and such. Whereas in Fall Guys, it's the same maps, and that's like how you can learn the shortcuts and stuff. But it's just the other players that are different.
Yeah, and Fall Guys typically around the mid-season they'll introduce
humanity providing its usual specific type of chaos.
Right, within well-defined boundaries. But Fall Guys will have some differences. Like there's some different iterations of levels. They tend to be minor, but it's like just one extra thing to learn. And it's just every little bit of novelty you get out of it. That's kind of what keeps me coming back, I would say.
Yeah.
That
I'm watching this video. I don't understand what's going on.
This
The
person
Binding of Isaac?
Yeah, it just keeps getting hit once and dying, and it just looks like frustrating.
It's definitely... Is it always just a one hit?
No, this person's playing a very specific character. Because with Binding of Isaac, you can there's like Samson and Lilith and
Gotcha.
all these different characters that have different sort of strengths and weaknesses, and this one's is just if you get one hit, if you get shit hit one time, you die.
It's the glass character.
Yep. Yeah, so this one's called The Lost, and it's the bullshit death compilation. I guess just unlucky. It's gonna spawn right on him, isn't it? Nope, I don't. It hit the rock. Oh, they just didn't account for that. But but I mean, Binding of Isaac, part of the draw is just that it's like, sort of silly, more in an adult manner than a juvenile manner, because there's like poop and whatever else. I guess that's still pretty juvenile.
Adult humor.
Yeah,
Adult humor.
only the most mature,
really
sense of
highbrow doo-doo jokes.
Exactly. Doo-doo butter,
baby.
Is doo-doo baby?
Oh, and then they just ran into. That's a good build. That's a good build.
Have you spent any time playing any like notable RPGs, like video games?
It's been a little while. There was. Do you ever like go to Costco or something back in the day, and they would have those big bins of like, here's a video game that's $5 or less, and it would just be like kind of trash, like low poly, like poorly translated stateside versions of like JRPGs.
Sure.
For some reason, I just have like really fond memories of that, but I haven't played like a straight up a real RPG in a while, and I'm not sure why. Because I like storytelling, and all of that, but
You got a lot of Fall Guys to play.
Mm-hmm.
that certainly is probably part of it.
And
I don't know.
Right?
And I haven't. Yeah, that's taken the majority of the time, honestly, more so than Fall Guys. But I just haven't found like a video game RPG, at least, as opposed to like a tabletop sort of a thing, that has been compelling enough to make me like switch off of Fall Guys or Binding of Isaac or another game like that.
Sure.
Are there any? Have you guys played any recently that you've been super into?
I've been on like a desperate search for a video game that is like clicks and is like just like consumes all my time, and I can't. Like I play Rocket League and that game's fine, but it's not. It's like I don't know. I don't even know why I play that game half the time. Because I'm just well, I can play a couple rounds, whatever.
Have you seen
3 hours later?
Turbo Golf Racing?
I did see that. Yeah. I think I downloaded the demo.
That has been interesting.
Yeah,
me, but I haven't gotten over the hump of wanting to learn a new game and probably getting addicted to it, and then eating up even more of my time with video games. But
this past weekend there was a game called Golf Go, I think, or something like that. That was
I think you sent that
speed golfing.
Whoa,
it was like almost a racing game, because like you could hit the ball again while it was moving, but you still had to get it in under par. So the idea was to get it around the to the
holes. Like to do a mid-air jump to like
like doing stunts and such.
Yeah, like 90-degree turns in air to go around the bend.
Oh,
I only played it for like maybe 5 minutes. I didn't like the controls, but now I'm realizing I didn't try it on my controller, which might have made it easier.
As opposed to like keyboard mouse. Yeah,
because you gotta like click and drag to to get like the power behind your hit, and doing it as the thing is moving. It was a little
Unwieldy.
clunky. Yeah, a little unwieldy.
I was picturing it when you first described it, as like maybe your dude is in a golf cart and you have to hit the ball and then like drive as fast as you can to try to chase it, so that if it keeps rolling, you're still on the first hit, right? And that way you can like get way under par if you can actually like chase it and keep it going.
That's a
Like
pretty
juggling
good.
That sounds like
the
a
ball.
better game.
It's like in Problem Child when he runs the baseball diamond carrying the bat and hits it at every subsequent base.
Yeah. This is the way.
I love that.
Also, with Fall Guys, since we were just talking about controller schemes and stuff like that, I definitely recommend playing with a controller. Keyboard mouse is doable. It's very difficult.
Yeah.
For most people. There's
Yeah.
only a few people who play Fall Guys keyboard mouse like really successfully.
Oh lord.
Nice.
I remember
Rocket League's
for the
same way.
majority of time that I played Rocket League, I played keyboard and mouse, and everyone thought I was insane. And then they found out I didn't use ball look, and they thought I was even more insane. And then I stopped playing Rocket League.
You're like, how can I make this?
I'm playing a fundamentally different game, aren't I?
How can I make this as difficult as possible?
I don't think I have the brain for this.
It's funny. I just finished. I feel bad, Tommy, that you're still looking for an RPG. I just finished one that satisfied that lust for me, which was The Long Dark.
The Long Dark.
Yeah, I finally.
Huh? You
finished
call
the
that
last
a
chapter.
RPG?
Yeah, you wouldn't call it a like story-based survival RPG.
Is that one with like quick time
guess.
is most of the interaction as opposed to like just making decisions on a sort of branched out tree?
What?
There's definitely more QuickTime events than there are like branching decision paths. There's not really, at least in the story mode. Like the story is pretty on rails.
The story is pretty
you can
on rails, yeah. But
Do
the
the stuff in
survival
whatever
mode is-
order you want. But yeah, the survival mode is a total open world sandbox.
Yeah. I'm looking at it now.
satisfies
But I guess
the
there are,
going to
like,
places
levels.
and exploring buildings.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. If
Uncovering
you can,
little bits of script.
if you can do that, I'm into that. I'm less into the games where it's so on rails that it's really just like watching the story play out,
Right.
and then occasionally doing something. Like I don't know, that's too boring to me. I'd rather read a book at that point.
Right.
Sure. I've still been playing a lot of Heroes of Hammerwatch, and Multiverses, but I have a longer bit to say about that. I wanted to, as returning viewers will know, we love playable demos here at How to Kick Flip a Horse, and I wanted to shout out a couple good demos I played this week. The first one is called Angerfoot, which is
Good name.
not just a good name, but a pretty good demo.
Are you a giant foot?
Well, so the first level, at least, you only have kicking available to you, but you can kick doors off their hinges. Most vitally, that's how you start every room. Each level has like a timer going. The idea is to finish it as fast as possible. It reminded me of almost like a first-person Hotline Miami, because there's no downtime. If you get got, you just click the mouse and it starts you at the beginning again.
Okay, it reminds me a lot of like Super Hot, right? Except for like the mechanic isn't pausing; it's just kind of that speeding through like a quick level kind of thing.
Yeah, it reminded me a bit of Ghost Runner, I think it was called. I think that game has a demo too.
You're not talking
At the
about
very
the
least,
parkour game, are you?
It was sort of parkour adjacent. Like you could I'm pretty sure you could run on walls and shit.
I'm talking about Mirror's
mean-
Edge.
Oh no, that's not what I'm thinking of.
Okay.
Yeah, this looks dope.
Angerfoot?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't realize you had the trailer on. I clicked away to look up Turbo Golfers.
Yeah, it looks. Games like that also tend to hold. I feel like
Yeah,
my attention
seems-
better.
seems fun. The other one I wanted to shout out is a game called Death Roads Tournament. It's
ROADS?
like
Is that in our list?
yeah, ROADS. No, I messed up and
That's okay.
didn't add that one.
Ooh, the Death Road to Canada.
Oh, that looks
That's
like
gonna
fun
be a
game.
hard one to look up. Here we go. I will add it to the list right now. There it go. It'll be at the bottom.
Whoa. Cool. There it is.
But it's like a card game / board game,
Right.
but with cool car graphics, and you do some wild ass Mad Max shit. It reminds me of like a mix of Road Redemption, which was that sort of Road Rash spiritual successor that came out, I don't know, a bunch of years ago now, but
Really fun.
really fun game.
Oh, it seems like a
And,
cooler version of
sort of reminds me of FTL a little bit too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's an actual like card board game called Formula Racing that's like this, but it's not Mad Max. It's just more of a
Just racing.
track type one. Yeah, but this is if this existed an actual physical card game type thing,
Yeah.
that would be dope with hit points and stuff like that. Would be sick. There probably is something like that, but
Might be. The only car RPG that I know about is Gaslands, which seems very complicated.
And Beetle
Sure.
Adventure Racing.
Beetle and
But arguably the best racing game and best RPG of the N64 generation.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of cross genre, you know.
They were really pushing the boundaries of what kind of adventures a Beetle could go on
Sure, it's like
while racing.
Yeah.
Velociraptors and Disco and Turok.
Am I allowed
And
to
they
talk?
do-
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm changing subject. Please go ahead.
I was gonna say, isn't there a part in Dino Crisis where the thinking of something else? I might be thinking of Turok.
There's
I feel
definitely
like there's a part
cheat
in one of the
code.
Dino Crisis where you like walk into a room and the dinosaurs are just dancing, and you're like, what? If you leave and come back, they attack you.
That's the crisis. You're interrupting.
Yeah. That
Now our dance is ruined.
the titular event there.
Yeah, Dino Prom. You crashed Dino Prom.
Dino Prom.
Dino Prom.
That's fun. What were you gonna say, Jesse?
I was gonna say if anybody's opposed to me talking about Into the Echo Side, the Juggalo board card deck building game.
Oh, by all means, go hog wild, my friend.
Yeah, right? Dive on in.
Okay, maybe I set myself up for too much, but it looks hilarious. I'll just run a little bit of the preview where it just shows you using a lot of, I don't know, I guess Juggalo family members. We're going to get tons of email from our Juggalo fans because I'm not nailing this, but
Oh, why is that?
Was that
Was that Nutsack?
Superman with?
it was a
yeah,
nutsack, yes.
Awesome.
Starts out great, right?
They
That
just
look-
get that. They just have that on the old YouTube. Juggalos don't give a fuck.
Whole demonic
Whoop,
plane
whoop.
of infinite
Whoop.
Through research of
No-
ancient
no
lore, you
subtitles
have
are
unraveled
available.
the secret of the green
Fair.
Book,
But then these
which
guys talk a
foretells of
bunch.
They're illiterate.
They're very enthusiastic about it.
They should be.
At the start of the game,
And then you pick
everyone
ninja
begins
cards
the same
and
deck
hound dogs.
comprised of rather weak ninja and hound dog starter cards, which
to
will
get
allow you
stronger
to
dudes,
increase your
yeah.
karma, which is the currency
Choose a
you
crew.
use
You should,
to purchase stronger
mute their
cards from the
YouTube.
gallery.
Okay.
You will then
Because
Oh,
I feel
yeah.
like that's part of what got us that
Cease and
takedown.
desist.
Oh, you're right.
The
You're right.
old cease and desist.
Yeah, we're
Whoop.
absolutely not trying to rip anybody off. But
Yeah, not trying to use someone's licensed music on mistake.
yeah, not at all. But yeah, I mean that's I don't know too much about the game. I just know it exists, and we should try to play it without looking
That's
too
wild.
much into it before we play.
It looks pretty in depth. Looks pretty crunchy.
The
That's a lot of
dudes
cards.
Totally sound like nerds, and if any
I believe it.
I believe in them that they could maybe pull this off to be kind of a fun game.
I mean,
I
there's no
would-
reason to assume that it's bad.
Yeah, I bet it fucking rules. Actually, I bet it's.
That's what I'm saying.
Look, it's got a mat and shit. It's got a mat with like card slot spaces.
Yeah.
Let's go.
You know the You know the name of the company that makes this game by any chance? Guess I'll just shout out to the Juggalos. Dear Juggalos, if you want to send us a copy of Into the Echo Side, we'll totally review it on here.
Yeah, we love you guys.
Great. Dark Carnival Games.
Dark Carnival Games, yeah.
How could it be anything else?
How could we not have guessed? Look, there's an ice lich.
It's my least favorite kind of lich.
Mm-hmm. We gotta bring a coat.
I wish he had like an ice, like a 22-ounce can in his hand.
Yeah, the natty ice lich.
Okay, and the formidable Billy Bill.
Yeah, psychopathic Billy Bill.
William.
Yeah, please. My father is William.
Call me Billy Bill. Oh, bye, Billy.
Rip.
Oh, the bodyguard.
Banished to the Shadow Realm. Summoning
Got
Pot
him.
of Greed.
Oh, wow. Well, I could watch this all night. So yeah, we should totally.
It's Tech 9.
We should totally. Oh fuck yes!
I'm not mad.
Tech
at
9
Tech
just
9
in
at
the
all.
game.
Yeah, Tech 9.
It's amazing.
God, do you guys remember the did you guys ever play the Def Jam fighting games?
Oh
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
that
Jam
game.
Vendetta.
Gosh, so good.
So
Remember
good.
One dude was just a clown, because that's what made me think of it. It's just such an insane character, which is even more punny. But still, I always played as Ghostface, so I think that was probably why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Choice.
Man, Ghostface makes very good video game decisions. Def Jam, doing music for the new Ninja Turtles game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Bumping that.
Yeah, video game
Good
fan for
soundtrack.
sure.
Flavor Cod.
Flavor. Yeah, welcome to
If
Flavor
I
Town.
was king.
Guy
Is it
Fieri.
Fago
baby.
flavored? It better be Fago flavored.
Let's see.
If I was king,
Yeah.
I would still be a juggalo.
True.
Well, yeah, no one can tell you not to because you're king.
Does anyone have any real life game updates from our RPG or D&D or Pathfinder games?
Land. No, the ship is holding strong but steady on my.
Yeah,
my
you guys
D&D
just
job.
having like a little vacay.
Yeah, we had like
on
a little
the high
shake up.
seas.
Yeah, we had a little shake up, and now we're like locked into our devil's deal, and
Right.
but it's good because like it seemed like it was like the closing of an arc and opening up of kind of like a new storyline.
Have any of you guys
Sure.
played? There's, I have two friends who are trying to get me into the Root RPG. Have you ever seen the board game, the Root?
Mm-mm.
I can picture the cover of it in my head.
Yeah, it's
like
like forest critters.
Yeah. I didn't realize it was an RPG.
Yeah. I think-
Yeah, well, they made one in addition to the board game. There's like an RPG that sort of mirrors the different factions that exist in the board game and stuff like that. So I'm curious. I need to ask them what the time commitment is like and if and when they're planning on doing it. But I was definitely curious just because it's like, you know, if you grew up reading like the Redwall type books or whatever,
Mhm.
it strikes me as being probably pretty not too dissimilar from that.
Right.
Totally.
Very, very Redwall. I love the. I'm on the Root RPG Magpie Games page. It's got like a banner of some very, very cute but also very serious looking woodland creatures decked out like adventurers.
Hell yeah. And make
Into
some
that.
like
Yeah, I love this.
Oh yeah.
It's
tabletop.
very Pokemon-esque, and I love Pokemon. It's gonna be right.
Sure.
It's gonna do it for me.
Maybe we can do a few episodes of a Root game on
Yeah,
here.
root out the
yeah.
fun.
Give me, give me the root.
Wow. Fantastic.
Well played. Well
I want
played.
to be
Well
a badger
played.
knight.
Top shelf tonight.
Right?
What?
I want to be a kitty cat with a pumpkin mask.
I actually was like, dang, I can't
Or-
get
oh my God.
Beaver,
Possum.
beaver with the hammer. Possum, so good.
Double axe rabbit.
Rabbits with some tea.
This
Yeah.
actually just like the more I would be playing this game, I would just picture that I was in a Usagi Yojimbo world, though.
Sure.
Yeah, true. Especially with the rabbits, yeah.
But there is a Usagi Yojimbo tabletop game. I read the rules though. It was like there was like a heavy like push to get it like a new version out, like a 2E kind of like a second edition, John. I don't think it ever panned out, or like the last time they did it was in like 16 or something.
Wow.
But it seemed weird. Like I think it's like more like advanced D&D. I think it's like you roll and then like subtract against the hit, and then whatever the rollover is damage. So it's like it's weird. So like if you had AC 12 and you had like your you rolled a 13, you're only doing like
Oh.
one.
We're going back to like TIT armor class 0 type rules.
Yeah, I believe so. And then they also have like I thought it was actually kind of interesting. They had like they have an HP system, but it really just goes by injury class. Like so, if like you're hit once, you're injured. If you hit like 3 times, you're gravely injured, and like
Right.
you can be recovered, but like it would have a storyline effect. Like usually,
Yeah.
Oh,
I like games like
Blades
that.
in the Dark, wasn't it?
Yeah, but Blades does have, I think, like, so they use a lot of I think they have an HP thing, but it's like a wheel. So like a lot of things are split into like 5 or 6 like little pie wheels,
Sure.
and then like that'll track a lot of the time and like progress for like various things.
That was
But,
one of the better parts of if you've ever played like stuff with minis. Necromunda is what you're describing, Tommy, where it's like it's getting a serious wound means you roll on a table and like your character that is gonna, if it survives, return to another combat will like be missing an eye or a finger or whatever, and it'll impact the way that they play.
Yeah, which I thought was cool. Like it
yeah.
definitely like I don't know, like that has to promote a more careful assessment of danger through your characters.
Yeah, no plot armor allowed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a different type of game, I think.
That sounds dope.
It's fun. Yeah. Fun to sort of switch the stakes around.
Mm-hmm.
One of these days, just to circle back to the start of the RPG conversation, one of these days I feel like I'll find the video game that scratches that itch. Probably not since Chrono Cross.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
So way back.
Classic.
It's a good one. Porno Trigger. Yeah.
Yeah, the music. Yeah, exactly. The music, I think, is a big part of it. But very, very touching moments. Sad, whatever. It's got to have the like emo element of it.
I need that anime melodrama
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
in my RPG. Stat. I played a lot of the old Final Fantasies, but I feel like between those games, I've played as much of that genre as I ever need to.
Like turn-based JRPG.
Yeah, just like I have a very low tolerance for anime melodrama.
Oh. Got it. What is it about it?
That's the main thing. I don't know. I just don't like. I think it's mainly that I don't like breathy teenagers. There's something about that triggers the fight part of my fight or flight reflex. I'm like, I just punch these people. I wish I could punch a video game character.
But like
For just
also
being whiny.
yeah, but like if it's just one of those things. If it doesn't hit, like it doesn't hit. But I can I can definitely see that like slice of life kind of stuff doesn't always. I don't know. Just that whole nature of it, of that genre, doesn't really scratch my.
I'm thinking about like the difference between like a Final Fantasy VIII and a Final Fantasy IX. Like I would go back and play Final Fantasy IX again because that's like, that's almost like a Lord of the Rings type story almost.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Borderlands is an RPG? Does that qualify?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's kind of
what's
got
crazy is
RPG
it has
elements.
it has a randomly generated like loot system, which makes like super grindy, which like I think puts it in its own kind of like Destiny was that way
A
too.
looter shooter is what
Yeah.
the kids call it
exactly.
these days.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I like that. That is closer to what I'd say is my balance that I'm looking for in
Sure.
story and action.
Sure. Did you play any of the first person Fallout games or Elder Scrolls?
I started to play maybe the first Fallout, and I was
First,
like doing a bunch of
Fallout?
it was third person.
Okay.
Whichever one it was, and I remember liking it, but also like being really distracted with life in general. So I picked it up, played it a couple times, like, huh, that's neat. I don't really have time for this, and then just put it down and never came back to it. Not any of the, not Skyrim, not any of the Elder Scrolls games. I feel like back in the day, if I was going to play an RPG, I played EverQuest until my eyes would bleed. So
Oh yeah,
it was MMOs in high school.
Yep. Gotcha.
Did love some EverQuest.
Yeah.
nice.
Ixar Monk. They're the lizard people.
Love the XR. Big
Yeah.
fan.
Yeah, they're the baddies. It was very fun. They worship like a god of fear.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Never played EverQuest, but I'm greatly in favor of lizard folk.
Yeah, that was always why I played like Argonians. It's my love for Ixars is that I have a love for Argonians.
Right.
Yeah,
It started it. Because that was EverQuest the first really big MMO? I'm trying to remember. There's probably other stuff.
I mean, EverQuest definitely for me, like that really encapsulated. And then like I just remember World of Warcraft like took the model and ran with it. You know, and they shifted it enough and put their own image and everything on it that like it worked completely. And they had really good IP. I mean, I just think like they had a really good story and a good ground base to build that world on.
I played so much EverQuest that when WoW came out and I saw people doing with WoW what I had done with EverQuest, I was like, I can't. I forbid myself. I forbid myself from falling down the rabbit hole again.
Yeah. Rachel plays WoW, but they have made the game so streamlined now. Like they will give you like storyline characters to go on quests with, so that like you just pretty much are I don't know. They've made the game in a way where you really don't have to play it much to get to the end game content, or there's not nearly as many barriers. Like,
Right.
And then like I feel like a lot of people are just pursuing like, gear, but a lot of like aesthetic gear and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Basically, they made it for adults. They're like, y'all don't have time.
Yeah.
Y'all don't have time as adults.
Right, I just want to have a cool looking guy who punches other cool looking guys.
Yep.
Exactly.
And I want to have to get good at it.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Try
just
hard.
crazy. So wild.
Try hard.
And
to
this,
match.
this game that you got on right now, Turbo Golf, one of the better Fall Guys players that I watch, has gotten really into that, and a bunch of other people subsequently have gotten, who either play Rocket League or play Fall Guys, have gotten into this game, which
It's pretty cool. Oh,
is
I worry
there's,
it's
like,
gonna
different-
fuck up my Rocket League mechanics.
Yeah, well, that's one thing that he said, is that
right.
they're not it's not the same, obviously. So like,
Sure.
if you're switching between them, you have to like try to switch your brain off of and be like, no, don't do that. That's the other game.
Right. Hopefully the controls are customizable.
Yeah, no, they definitely, you can remap the buttons, and then the in Turbo Golf, like once you play enough and like pass enough milestones in terms of like beating the single player version and like getting, under par. I don't know exactly what the terminology is, but like once you play enough before you enter multiplayer, you unlock these cores that have different abilities, either passive or active ones.
Mm-hmm.
So you can like use a magnet to pull the ball towards you if you like miss the hole.
Oh, cool.
Or you can like shockwave it to more or less putt the ball or like reorient it for a quick
Little
tap.
double putt.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't look like par is not a thing on this. Like it doesn't
No,
matter
it's
how
just
many times
speed,
you tap
yeah.
the ball. Yeah, it's just speed.
Yeah, so speed, that's indicated by like how quick you get to the end is how many stars you would earn. So
Sure.
I think it's like if you can 3-star all of the horses in single player, then you probably, unlock a bunch of cores or something.
Yeah, a little bit of Fall Guys, a little bit of Rocket League, a little bit of golf with friends.
Right, yeah. Winning formula. I hope it
Pure
gets bigger.
bullshit.
Yeah,
It's
right.
still whatchamacallit,
Early access.
yeah.
Yeah.
But like
I mean, it looks ridiculous enough for me to maintain interest, so I wish listed it. So
nice.
maybe once it's all the way done, or if it goes on sale for super cheap, check that out for sure.
The jam, right?
Yeah, that's the reason to have Steam. Or
Right.
I'm aware.
Large library. Yeah, I should have done that with Fight Night. That was one of those games where I was like, this seems silly, but I bought it full price because I just couldn't wait to try it, and then it was like a little too hard for me, I feel like, or I just never was able to get the controls quite right.
Mm.
But it's got a cool old school looking like 2D first person 2D Wolfenstein-y kind of interface, but it's like duck and weave and punch, and so you're like a knight that fights without a sword. You're just straight up punching people, goblins, etc.
It's fun.
Punching gobos.
Yep.
Punching
yeah.
gobos. Hell yeah.
Not a lot I like more than punching gobos.
Punching gobos.
It's tough. They're short.
You gotta lean down.
Yep. It's like when you're fighting Odd Job and GoldenEye. GoldenEye came out for something recently, right? Is it like GoldenEye?
Not Source.
Is it on Steam or is it Source or what is?
Oh, I don't know.
GoldenEye Source has been doing
GoldenEye
its
Source has
thing.
existed for a while. Yeah.
Is it free now? What happened? Someone I was talking to was talking about playing GoldenEye recently. I don't know why. GoldenEye news. I guess 1 week ago, GoldenEye turned 25.
No
Wow.
problem.
Dang.
Seems
That's
fine.
bananas. Seems fine. Yeah, no big deal.
Seems regular.
My back hurts.
All
Get
my
off my
stuff.
lawn, you fucking
Get off my
reminders.
fucking lawn. You godless Gen Z. Speaking of godless Gen Zs, I've been playing a lot of multiverses lately. Have any of you guys fucked with that at all?
No, but I've been hearing from multiple people, including yourself, that it is good and that I should check it out.
It's pretty fun.
Smash
For,
Brothers
for
with Shaggy
a free-
versus...
Yeah, for a free to play Smash Brothers clone, I'd say it's worth what you pay for it.
It's a free-to-play Smash Brothers clone. That makes perfect sense.
The character roster is pretty ludicrous.
Is it huge?
It's not super big yet, but I feel like that's kind of their whole plan is to come out with, like drip feed new
Right.
characters and adjust their meta around that. Sort of the way the Smash Brothers did it.
Good old
But-
Smash Bros.
It's a weird mixture of like it's a weird mixture of properties because like it's the DC cartoons version of like Batman and Superman and shit, but it's very clearly the version of Harley Quinn from like the adult themed Harley Quinn TV show or cartoon,
Right.
There's like Adventure Time, but then there's also the one little girl from Game of Thrones, which is like not at
That's
all a
wild.
kid's show.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like she's portrayed in this same like sort of cartoony style. So it's kind of like who is this actually for? The answer, of course, is stoned college kids, but
As it typically is.
but I think it has potential. I think it's shown itself to be at the very least weird at all.
Oh my god, Steven Universe. What's her name?
Oh yeah, the
Sapphire?
purple lady, Garnet.
Garnet would make sense for red.
I think that's what it is. I might be
Yeah.
wrong though. But there's like Looney Tunes and stuff, and there's no like, there's no like hint of internal continuity in this at all. There's no like, we gotta stop the time wizard or whatever. We gotta Space Jam this shit.
No, okay.
It's just like it's like a
Item.
it's like a toy box, like smashing action figures together.
I love that.
Sometimes that's the best formula. You don't need a
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly wouldn't improve this, but
Right.
I hope they keep adding just like weirder and weirder
what was that? Velma,
characters.
Shaggy.
Because I don't know if you guys know this, but Warner Brothers owns a huge amount
Oh
of
my god, dude, so much.
of
Yeah.
properties through
Dude,
through their cartoons, their animation divisions, their comics divisions, their various film studios.
I've said it so many times, seeing the Droogs on the newest Space Jam was the craziest shit
Yeah.
to me.
Or like the dudes from Pulp Fiction in the first one, like
Oh yeah, when they're all dressed up.
so
Yeah.
bizarre. I don't know if they still hold the rights for that particular one. I didn't see it on the big list, but there are a lot of really fun ones on here, and I thought I would name 5 characters that I would really like to see in Multiverses.
I mean, they
coming
got
up.
my attention right off the bat with the Adventure Time characters. That's
Yeah.
like
Definitely,
Great
yeah.
move on their part, because I was like, yeah, I will definitely just play as Jake or Finn in whatever game, just for fun.
So the thing about that is the like available free characters rotate, but you can use the in-game currency to permanently unlock them. Like you don't have to buy them. You know what I
Right.
mean?
sure.
Pokemon has a game that's like a tower defense game.
Oh, yeah.
That's free to play, but like you can buy the currency to unlock the characters, or slowly but surely you can like unlock all the characters.
I mean, I'm positive you can spend real money to get the stuff that unlocks the characters.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
just
I
saying,
think it's called like a
you
founder's
also
pack.
get the stuff to unlock characters from just playing the game. Like,
Right,
I had enough from I think around 10 matches to permanently unlock. I think I was Harley Quinn.
I just love that they have built off of the Shaggy is the most powerful creature on the planet, like meta, and like he's like essentially like he does Saiyan like quality things, and you're like, that's so fucking funny. Like that's like way on the pulse. You're like, oh, like people on the internet will get this, put it in the game.
Yeah,
Right.
they're memeing.
Yeah,
they're memeing.
it has high meme potential.
Yeah, it is. I felt that the game was a hair slow. Like I just felt like input to like action and everything. I was expecting it to be a little bit quicker, like Super Smash Brothers.
I feel like a lot more of the characters have the charge up move on the regular swing, and then they do in like a
jab or
Brothers.
something. Yeah, like a quicker.
yeah.
So does it feel
But
like
the way you do the jab is different too.
does it feel more like Smash Brothers on 64 as opposed to on GameCube, where it's
Yes, actually, that's a better. That's like, yeah, and I don't know if that's like if they're looking for like a more slower, methodic, bigger hits, or if they were like if that's just a limitation of the gameplay. If that's like that's just how they, if that's something they'll knowingly design out or something like that. I would like to see it have a little bit more of a clip to it, but then they're like, I don't know. I think they're really looking for like, quick play availability, cross-platform. Like I played it with my keyboard and mouse, and it's like not horribly unintuitive. It's like it had some like they definitely designed it with in mind. But I'm sure anyone that would take the game seriously would probably play with the controller.
yeah, for fighting games,
Yeah.
like a controller, or like a stick or whatever.
Right. Like I thought it'd be impossible, but I was like playing, and I was like, oh well, like okay, like this is working out a little bit better than I thought.
Just
Yes, and
WASD.
now I
in it.
know how people felt when
Yeah.
I told them I played Rocket League keyboard and mouse.
Well, this was. Were you saying in addition to Multiverses that you're messing with Rumbleverse at all, or what's that? What's that
No,
one game called?
I haven't. I know that is the name of a game, but I have not looked at it or played it.
That one reminds me of like Fortnite without guns, I guess, is how I would think about
Oh,
it,
weird.
sort of.
That's so just forts.
Well, no builds. Sorry, maybe that was a poor description. I think that was more like graphic and spawn sort of thing. But
Oh, okay.
it's like, imagine, like Fortnite, but it's more of a fighting game than it is a shooter.
Oh, interesting.
So like you'll see here, I'm sure, but you spawn in and like you can pick up different move sets, and health and items and stuff that you can store away, like this chicken sort of a thing that you see here.
I'm looking through history. Does it have Fred Flintstone in it?
I don't think all the characters I've seen have looked more
Because
modern, but
Multiverses could have the Flintstones in it because Warner Brothers owns the Flintstones.
I was about to Warner Brothers. What don't they? I guess at that point, like,
Oh boy. Like I said, this is a real long list.
um,
Some of my favorites that I think would make hilarious additions to the Multiverses roster, though. First pick is Austin Powers.
yeah, absolutely, yeah, baby.
Because, like I said, the real potential in this game is to just make the roster completely unhinged.
Oh yeah.
And Austin Powers also sort of walks that. Oh yeah, that would be good. Just fuck it, add all the Austin Powers characters. Add Mini Me. Add that bastard. I feel like that also like that's a good example of the very strange line of who is this for that Multiverse is talking. Is like Austin Powers is a completely juvenile movie, but it's also specifically not for kids.
Right.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah,
It really,
There's
yeah.
also so much nostalgia there at this point.
Right, and I think that must just be more the audience Multiverses is going for. Like maybe
Right.
it's for to some extent trying to get unwary parents who are like, oh, it's Shaggy and Scooby, and then
Right.
not notice that the stabby little girl from the show.
So they have the
Right.
Universal monsters, don't they?
Do they own the Universal monsters? Find out.
Those would be cool.
What are the Universal monsters? What are we talking
Like
about?
Creature from the Black Lagoon,
Dracula?
Wolfman, Invisible Mang.
Universal Pictures is its own thing.
Okay. There was like a Universal monster game like in somewhere stuck in developmental hell that I remember like reading about in like a Game Informer and being like so excited for, and then like I just didn't realize that they could like totally produce games all the way up to that point and just drop them, Really, like, where did that game go that I read an article about, This was
that would
back
be
in, like,
fun. It would be fun to comb through like old Game Informers and to find games that never made it into production to be like, here are the best games that never were.
Yeah, dude. Oh, do you remember the game Blizzard? Blizzard made a game called Ghost, and you were going to play as a female protagonist. It's that was a ghost. So it was one of
the ghost from StarCraft.
Yeah, StarCraft that could like go invisible and launch the nukes and stuff.
Yeah.
So there was like this awesome, like I think it would have been like PlayStation 2 era maybe. But like you're like sneaking around, fucking up Hydralisk and like hiding from Protoss and everything. And like I was like so excited for this game. Like I was like, yes, like everything I loved about this world is now just like console, perfect. And it just died. Just never. They just like, but they had Game Informer magazines and like art and clips and everything.
Yeah.
And
That's nuts.
yeah, someone probably wrote a cool article about it.
Right.
Almost certainly, at least one. There's a shit. What's the thing I watch?
Oh wow, yeah, they got Morty as a character. I didn't realize that.
Oh yeah, I think he's the newest guy.
Morty.
Another good example of like Rick and Morty, clearly not a kids show.
Right.
Yeah, but Rick and Morty, like, such a bizarre, like, they are embedded in so much, like stuff now, like T-shirts and just like Adidas, like they're
highly
really
merchandised.
Yeah, really, really, really merchandised, and it's just like more power to them. Try to make as much money from this system, sure, whatever. But it's just like crazy.
Hopefully they pay their employees and animators well.
Yeah.
You'd hope
And, like,
so.
And the people that assemble the merchandise and all that shit. But
yeah, like it's it's whatever, because like I knew Rick and Morty was gonna have that kind of like, even like I really liked it, and now I think it's good, but like I don't check to know when like the new season's dropping. Like it'll come out, I'll watch it
this week, I think.
I was actually about to say, I think I remember it had like a September or something drop date. But I like, I don't know. I feel like they've hammered out some sort of like 8-season contract, and I'll be interested to see how like people are like. Well, I mean, God, what are they probably at season 5 now?
Yeah.
Good for him. Good. Justin Roiland keeps getting work. What? He's in voicing a video game that's coming out soon, right?
Dude,
He's like
the
a
video
talking-
game looks so great.
He's
It's called,
talking gun.
Video games now.
Yeah, but there's one. It's High on Life with the talking
Yeah,
guns.
we were talking about that last week,
dope.
weren't we?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And what's cool is it's like dropping the day it releases on this like Game Pass thing that I'm paying for. So so it's like one of those games I'm like, oh, like I'm looking forward to this. I will specifically play this, and this will vindicate the $9 I spent.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, for $9 a month, if you get 2 games that you can spend any substantial amount of time
I
on,
know.
I feel like that's pretty
Yeah.
worth it.
That's why
It's
I
like the
think
same way
one
I
of the-
justify the Netflix DVDs that I still get. It's like,
Right.
it's $8 a month or whatever, and if I can get them back to the mailbox and see two good movies in a month, or 2 movies at all in a month, totally fine.
Yep.
No, I agree. I did Xbox Game Pass for a little bit, but I just wasn't
Did it
playing
for
enough
the
games,
dollar
I feel
month.
like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm right on the edge of like not playing enough of the games, but what is holding me out right now is that they have that very weird body horror looking game, Scorn. It's like,
Oh, nice! I didn't realize that was out yet.
oh no, it comes out on my wedding actually, which is funny.
Oh, but it's gonna be out.
Yeah, it's gonna
Oh,
come out to the
that's
Game
cool.
Pass. What I like about
That's
that,
a nice wedding present for them to get you.
yeah, when I'm like kind of stressed out sitting around. Actually, I'll be out. I'll already be in Maryland for the day. But what I like about it is if I go to the thing, I know exactly how much time is until my wedding. It's 45 days, 12 hours, and 21 minutes.
Amazing.
So I'm like,
How
oh, cool.
convenient.
I can totally
Looks like
keep
I might
tabs.
sign up for Game Pass that month. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
But yeah, and then 2 months later you'll get the Justin Roiland game, and then I mean like some of these games are hits though. I mean Outer Worlds, Doom Eternal, Dead Space. Like if they for some reason like I am just nothing is clicking, nothing is like doing this. I just cannot find a video game that I can fall in love with. Like it's just crazy. I feel crazy.
You gotta get the Xbox controller and really invest in multiverses.
I actually thought. And is that what you guys would go with an Xbox controller for your PlayStation for your gaming controller?
That's what I'd use, yeah.
I would say
swear by it.
I would say PlayStation if it wasn't apparently a pain in the butt to get PlayStation controllers to work with PCs.
It's so annoying.
It does seem strange how annoying it is.
But I have always liked the PlayStation controller more. I feel like the buttons are just better shapes, and I feel like the sticks are better, better feeling.
Yeah.
I heard the new PlayStation controllers were plug and play with Microsoft software.
I think you might be right on that because I mean
Are they like $80 or something?
Probably.
I bet you they're like $80.
Probably.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it
That's
was.
another reason I'd say go with the Xbox.
Yeah.
Sony
Yeah, they have all these.
has plenty of money. You don't need to give them $80.
Yeah. But I'm like, I wanted to play all I want to play is Final Fantasy Advanced Tactics, and
yeah,
but I'm like,
get
I
that run,
don't
baby.
feel like doing that right now.
That's fair.
It's so long.
It's a long game.
I've heard that if you stop
It's good.
Xbox Game Pass for a bit and then come back to it, it'll give you it for $1 again.
Oh yeah,
I'll report
You can just
back
use a
to you
different
on that.
email.
that's how I
Or you can use a
got.
different email, yeah.
That's how I was originally roped in a little bit. Did anyone ever play
3 months,
Lightning?
like, fuck yeah.
Is that Final Fantasy 13 is on this? Are they even like?
Never played that
14
one.
is the big one that everybody plays now.
Well, that's the MMO one, though,
Yeah.
right? I feel like 13 is probably like the last time it was in its like. They're all strategy games, right? Up until they went to 14, right?
Oh, I don't know. I stopped playing at 10.
Yeah, I stopped.
Just
Yeah, I
when it
think
stopped
10 was
being
the
like
last
a
one I
real
played.
JRPG, I think.
Yeah, I think 13.
10 too.
Like, I'm looking at it now. I'm looking at it. It has the Explorer, but then you're just like in your I think in your combat segments.
It's the one where you like drive around the whole time. You're like a prince and his bros on a road trip.
The aesthetic of this game reminds me of that weird claymation-y movie. What's it called? Planet of the Dead God or something? Mad God? You know what I'm talking
Never heard of
about?
that.
Is that a
Sounds
game
nuts, though.
or a?
No, it's on. It might be on
Fantastic Planet.
Netflix or something. What is it?
Planet of a Mad God.
Oh no, that can't be it because if I googled it,
Yeah, I
that would
think-
just come out. But it's just called Mad God. Oh, it was on Shudder, not Netflix. It was a Shudder original. IMDb, and the dude who did all of the effects for it, who's this? Phil Tippett
Oh, that's like the
is a
It's like
VFX
the-
guy.
yeah. He's one of the like OG stop motion dudes.
Yeah, he did
One of
this
the
thing
guys
called
that
Mad
figured
God.
out how to make it look good.
It's bananas. But that's
Jurassic
what
Park,
that's what-
Starship Troopers, RoboCop, various Star Warses.
Yeah, it's weird.
Martian.
It's real weird. But I feel like y'all would probably like it. I don't know if it's anywhere right now except for Shudder, but
Oh, I have Shudder. What did you say
It
it was
was-
called?
Mad God.
Mad God.
It's worth just for visually.
2021 Mad
neat.
God?
Yep. It's a newer thing. It's not super long, I don't think, as far as I recall. My state of being when I watched it was 20 degrees off kilter. So
pretty rad.
I don't
Whoops.
recall how time worked, but it was good.
Seemed like it was very long and very short at the same time.
Right? How does time work?
Like, how am I perceiving this?
Yeah, it's stop motion animation, but like pretty gorgeous.
Yeah, it's fucking gnarly.
Very cool.
Reminded me of the mid 2000s Tool music video and the
Oh,
Kenna,
yeah,
the Kenna
yeah,
music
yeah.
video.
Yeah.
Huh.
That's crazy.
It's great.
That's crazy.
30 years in the making.
I don't know about all that. It's definitely visually way over the top.
Yeah. Looks pretty cool. Oh, dang. Nailed him with the shovel.
Got him.
Got him! I got 4 more on this list here. I'm going to just run through them real quick. The Man in Black from Westworld. Again, character from an adult show, but would be cool to see him in a fighting game.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, Free Willy. Let me fight the whale.
Yes. Yes.
Similarly, let me fight the shark from Deep Blue Sea. That would be
Fucking
great.
shark ate me.
Put that in the game. Dare you.
I love all
Number
of this.
2, Charlie Sheen from 2.5 Men.
Shut up.
Charlie
They fired him from this show, but that doesn't mean they don't still own the rights to the character. And finally, Kane from Kung Fu. Rest in peace, David Carradine. Shout out to the band Special People for their album David Carradine Style.
Huh.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Their honorable mentions here: Alf, Steve Urkel, Ace Ventura, Rick from Casablanca, Dirty Harry from Dirty Harry, Lloyd and Harry from Dumb and Dumber, and Kid and Play from House Party.
Oh man, Fonzie from Happy Days isn't in that, is he?
I don't know who owns Happy Days. Could have
That's an amazing list.
God, what's his name? Griswold from National Lampoon's Vacation.
Oh my god.
Shitter's full.
Shitter's full.
Dennis the Menace. You could have the Titans from Clash of the Titans. You could have that fucking robot owl. You got Blade Runner.
They own all of this, right? Like these are specifically things that they could.
Yeah. I'm reading this from the
Oh.
Wikipedia page category Warner Brothers franchises.
Hell yeah. What about the Mario Brothers movie?
I don't know who's putting that out. I can just send you guys this. I mean, how the internet works. I'll just send this
Super
in
Mario
the chat.
Brothers 1993 film.
Which chat? Got King Kong. They got Lego.
Buena Vista.
Oh, Lego.
Got the
opens up a
Lost
lot.
Boys. Oh man, it would be so funny if they put fucking Kiefer Sutherland from the Lost Boys in here. That'd be amazing.
Adult Swim franchises. My goodness. Terminator. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they got all those.
Harvey Birdman, attorney at law.
Yes.
Hanna
Yeah, put him in
Barbera. Fuck.
They got Osmosis Jones.
Aqua
They got
Teen Hunger
Police
Force.
Academy.
They got Space Ghost.
Space Ghost would be cool.
That would be fun. Yeah, I mean, they need to just the fact that there's no like internal mythology with the game at all. They need to just no hold.
Yeah,
back.
they're completely free.
Just put
Yeah.
all the ridiculous shit.
They got all the wacky racers.
Every single one. Put every wacky racer in this game.
Fuck Snidely Whiplash. Let's get Muttley out here.
For real.
Mm.
Just doing that really annoying like dog from Duck Hunt style.
Yeah,
snicker.
Yeah,
exactly.
the cackle.
It's a good one. I mean, they got all of DC Comics. That's pretty insane. Put a Matter Eater lad in there. My favorite DC hero.
The Fresh Prince you could throw in there.
The Fresh Prince.
He just slaps
It's amazing.
everybody.
Shh.
Amazing.
I'm
Yeah,
giving
it has a lot of potential. They got
Plus the Animaniacs version of Bill Clinton.
it counts.
specifically the Animaniacs version.
Can you own the rights? Can you own the rights to the cartoon
Yeah, like-
version of a person?
How they were portrayed one time.
Yep.
It's like, no.
Sounds
This
like
isn't
Fairies to
Link.
me.
This is Toon Link. It's Toon Clinton.
Right.
No, but I think you're right. Austin Powers is definitely high up there.
Yeah, I think that would be very funny.
So good.
The whale from Free Willy would
Yeah.
make my day.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That really would be something. Don't exactly know how they do it.
Make it like what's the I can never remember his name. The great big dude in the one Guilty Gear game.
Potemkin?
Not
Yeah.
Potemkin, the other guy.
Great big? Like big chunky?
It's like he's an alien riding a dog who is piloting this big whale looking thing.
Vague memories. Vague
Let's
memories.
see. Let's see if the internet knows.
It's been a while
Guilty
since I-
Gear whale thing.
It's gonna give you
Here
May,
it
I
is.
bet. It's gonna give you May. No?
It did give me May, but it also gave me Leopoldin, who's who I was thinking of.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
got you.
he's a little wizard riding a dog with ping pong balls for eyes inside of like a big whale creature, a bipedal whale creature with like hippo teeth. Guilty Gear is a insane and fun game.
Yeah. Strive is good also.
Still haven't played Strive, but
We need to get you on the Strive train.
I bet it's good. Have you guys seen? I think this is my last game that I had anything written down to talk about. Have any of you guys seen Rollerdrome? Have we talked about this already?
I'm not sure
No.
if we talked about it on stream.
Have or haven't?
Have not. Let us
Okay,
do
cool.
it.
Let's do it. I got a clip on that playlist, but it looks like Jet Set Radio, but with guns instead of graffiti.
Yep.
You ride around on roller skates. It's like some retro futury rollerball type shit. and I think it looks fun. So it went on sale for I think 40, maybe 35% off within a week of coming out. So I don't feel like that boded super well for it.
Hmm.
But I think it looks very fun.
Roller skating and guns, yeah.
I'm still waiting for something to accurately not necessarily accurately, because I did go back and play the PC version of Jet Set Radio, but I'm waiting for something to be as fun and as similar to my memories of Jet Set Radio. I would also settle for just a robust graffiti creator program. Because that was one of the most fun parts of those two games, I thought.
Jet Set Radio. Yeah,
Jet Set Radio.
I feel like for me, the thing that would make this really fun is just that sense of freedom of movement.
Yeah. I didn't realize this was just like an animated thing. I thought this was going to have gameplay on it.
That's okay.
Gameplay looks more like Jet Set Radio.
Rollerdrome.
But, you know.
Oh, I remember Jet Set Radio. I was like trying to.
Oh yeah.
I like couldn't remember. Was that Was that Dreamcast? Yeah. Oh, Dreamcast.
So
Yeah.
Power Stone.
PlayStation 2 before anyone knew a PlayStation 2 could exist.
So
Yeah.
hard to emulate.
But it'd be worth it to just crack one down.
This reminds me of Mirror's Edge.
Yeah.
A little bit. The graphics are kind of the same.
Played that recently? You got it on the brain?
Cell
I've
shading.
been thinking about it a bunch. It's a fun game.
I just want to match
Mirror's
his Bugs
Edge?
Bunny.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
Was Mirror's Edge
It wasn't cell
shaded?
shaded, no. It's
Wait, Mirror's Edge, I think
online.
came. That was like a release game.
Yeah, that was old.
That came out with a console, though.
Maybe
Huh.
4.
How does the bullet time look for your enemies if you're playing this game, though? It's
Interesting question.
Yeah, if you were playing
I don't even know if it
online or
has-
something.
I don't even know if it has multiplayer.
Oh,
Though I guess Max Payne 3 had online multiplayer that I think did have
the bullet time.
They did that.
bullet time.
I
Maybe
remember
they just make it affect everyone like within a certain range, or like everyone on your screen or something. I have no idea how they would implement that. That's an interesting conundrum. Must be some way.
We also have Bomb Rush and Break Burst Trigger.
Oh yeah, I wanted to mention those as being games that there's a game called Hover, which very much I didn't bother looking for a trailer for it because I didn't want to just sit here and trash talk it. But it was very boring.
Uh-huh.
It was like Jet Set Radio without the roller skates. You were just walking around, which I thought was dumb. And it got boring very fast, and there wasn't any graffiti stuff. So that was a bummer. But there's another game coming out called Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, which you see on the screen. I think this one has the shoes. I think it also has skates and skateboards in it, if I remember correctly.
You can choose between.
And it has the same like sort of motion controls that the Jet Set Radio games did. So
Yeah,
see that guy's on a skateboard.
Yeah.
So I think this looks like it'll definitely be more fun than Hover, at least. But it is not out yet, and there have not been any updates on it, as far as I'm aware, in quite some time.
I was going to say, that's a bummer. This is a year-old video.
Yeah, I think it might have vaporized somewhat.
Oh no.
Which seems to kind of be a trend. There's what I think is supposed to be a tabletop game, either a role-playing game, or I don't know if it's supposed to have like cards or components or what. called Break Burst Trigger. It looks very cool. What I've seen of it, there's this trailer here, but again from last year, and I don't think they've put up anything after this. I think it was their Twitter on or right after New Year's, I want to say, posted like, "Stay tuned for a big announcement," and then hasn't posted anything since.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah, so kind of a bummer, but I feel like a Jet Set Radio RPG would probably be pretty, at least interesting to look at.
Mm-hmm.
If not a super compelling campaign type setting, but it would be good for like a little one shot, do like a little chaotic bad kid shit.
Hell yeah.
I feel
I
like
would do
Jet Set
that.
Radio is why I spent a couple years doing graffiti as a child.
I love that. Definitely a big influence.
Like, wait, I could just go outside, be bad,
Paint on stuff.
Hell yeah.
and if I don't get caught, no one cares.
No consequences?
Hell
be bad,
yeah,
be bad, and be
do it.
fast.
If you're gonna be bad, do it well.
Yeah.
Or
Oh,
was it
yes.
be good or be good at it.
Be good or
Yeah.
don't do it.
Yeah.
Or do it
Be good
and
or
have a
have
bad
money.
time.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Don't do.
Unless you're into
Even-
that kind of thing, no shame.
Don't do. Oh,
Don't do, lest ye do. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
nailed it. Said the right amount of do's.
Do wop,
Oh.
bop, bop.
Well,
Yeah, we have
we're coming
reached-
up on 10, yeah.
Yeah.
So I know, Tommy, you got a exit time from your long day. So I feel like this is a good a spot as any to conclude it. Thank you for
Yes,
hanging out with us, Fink.
yeah, it was a good time. Thanks for having me.
You got anything to plug here at the end?
No, I mean I'm streaming this month. Pretty much I start between 8 and 10 Eastern, and I usually go until midnight or 2 or so in the morning to raise money for the Red Cross.
Dedication.
But other than that, no. I mean, I stream typically infrequently or with no real schedule. So just this month, trying to do a good thing with it. But I will plug How to Kickflip a Horse because these guys are great. If you like,
Hey.
if you like tabletop games, if you like good banter and good people, you should check them out.
That's what you should come for. Come
Thanks,
for the
buddy.
banter.
Yeah.
Banter is nice.
We're banter boys.
Banter boys.
The Banter Boys. Thanks for christening us finally. The crew of the Inconsequential Space Egg does not roll off the tongue.
Mm-mm.
The Banter Boys, however.
All right, well, that's our show. Thanks for tuning in on a Monday or at whatever day it is in the future if you're watching this on YouTube. Yeah, you can find us. If you are watching us on YouTube, you've clearly already found us there, but you might not know that we're on Twitch. And if you're watching us on Twitch, you might not know that we have a YouTube. But both of those things that I just said are true and accurate. Also on Instagram at How to Kickflip a Horse. That's probably the easiest way to get in touch with us if you do want to get in touch with us. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. Check out Fink on Twitch at PunctualPony. Watch his streams. Watch him body fools and Fall Guys.
Give blood. In his
And
name.
go give some blood. Tell him Fink told you to give him your extra blood.
Mm-hmm.
Feed the vampires.
The vampires got to eat too.
One way or another.
Boy, howdy.
Boy, howdy. All right. Well, that's it. Say goodnight, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
night, everyone.
Everyone.
Night, y'all.
Hey. Ciao, ciao.
Everybody.